Welcome back. Day 4 of our 100-day Qigong challenge. Learning how to move the body, awaken the mind, coordinate the breath for greater function, and preventing injuries and problems, and for longevity. So some mornings you'll feel bright and ready to go, and some mornings you'll be dragging to start your practice, and that's part of it. You just bring yourself to however you are that day, and we jump right in with our body pats, which are a great way to wake up the body. We've talked about the lymphatic movement, blood flow. As we age, the circulation is naturally slows down. And is a lot of what causes aging. So we aren't trying to live forever, but we want our circulation to be robust and healthy all of our years. Lightly batting around the ribs and liver, under the armpits near the lymph nodes. Hopefully you have a pretty place to do your exercises, at least somewhere quiet where you won't be bothered too much. But an outdoor area, if the weather's nice, helps. The sounds and sights from outside and the sort of life of the world around us will help wake your body up to its own life. Here we are, swinging the arm to pat below the neck. The flat palm should be striking underneath the neck on the spine. And now we turn the hips, letting the arms swing freely to pat the body. The head can turn with the shoulders for more of a swing, or stay stationary for a rotation in the neck. Play with it. We will see as I've said before, my legs are turning too much here. We need to be strong in our legs and let the knees not rotate all that much. But, doing exercises first thing in the morning, your form won't always be the best. But as we progress, it'll just happen. Patting down the back of the legs and hips, waking up those tight hamstrings. Around the hip bones, down the sides of the legs. And up the shins. Settling here on the belly. Feeling how the hands might have a little buzz or a little life in them after using them to percuss like that. And then taking a few breaths. After the shallow breathing of the night, we're going to puff out our belly. Position 1, our lower hand. Expanding our waist, our belly, our back. Emptying them on the exhale. And then position 2, the solar plexus, the spot between the hands, the pit of the stomach. Pushing it out, you feel the spine also push out a bit, right behind it. And then the chest. Puffing the chest up, and then sinking the chest. Now we will move into the lung exercise. Imagine the lungs are in fact a sort of light gauzy material that hang in the chest. they don't have too much structure to them without being suspended in the chest. So here we're opening the arms, the ribs, the chest. I have my helper today. We spread the front of the chest when we inhale and open the arms, and we spread the upper back when we close the arms. So all these attachment points of the lungs inside the rib cage get to sort of move and stretch, bringing more space into the lungs. Feet together, hands up, interlace the fingers. This may be all kinds of tight or uncomfortable for you. Reach up as high as you can. Rotate the ribs side to side, and then bend forward, reaching down. Notice if you can stretch without feeling strain. So even if you're limited, you don't need to start holding your breath or grunting, scrunching your face up. Try to put ease in your motion, even when it meets restriction. And just accept and kind of relax into that restriction. Some days you may linger, or we may linger more on one exercise or another, on purpose to show you can kind of listen to how your body feels on a given day. And there are times when you'll reap a lot of benefit from staying on an exercise a little longer. Here, circling the arms, stepping a foot out on a diagonal, and arcing the body over that front leg, so the whole side of the body stretches from the foot to the hand and starts to warm up our thigh muscles a little bit.
Sarah. Water. Hey, Daddy, come look over here.
Inhaling as we step out, really taking a breath here in our extended position. And let's start the side-to-side movement. This may be very stiff in the morning, so we're just rotating side to side, stretching the belly and back a little bit over the leg, and then starting to think of letting the hips lead a little bit. You can keep the arms behind you if you want, or put them on your waist. We let the hips lead and the head sort of trail behind. So we're starting to stretch the side of the spine, the side of the neck. This area is so tight on people, they don't even know that it moves that way often. And then here, we're going to one side, taking the joined hands and elbows off that way while the head looks back where we came from. Again, bringing some gentle motion into the side of the neck. Now we'll start to, at the end, at one side, taking the top arm overhead, stretching foot to hand. So again, we're opening up the ribs and the side of the spine. And now instead of leading with the hips to change sides, we lead with the head. After a breath or two, here we try to initiate the movement with taking the head to the side. It's a small motion. Imagine while you're increasing the suppleness of your spine, it may feel like a very clunky motion. But imagine just like a fish or a snake moves in a wave-like shape. Imagine that happening in your spine. Now set the hips, push the palms together. 3 breaths here. Keep the heels really strong. Let the legs work. And hang forward for a moment. Now, if this is too much of a stretch, put a chair in front of you. Prop your arms on the chair. And then take your arms off to one side, even a couple inches, and then the other. How far you go doesn't matter. It's the range of motion and breathing and relaxing while you do it. These are not primarily stretches. They're primarily breathing exercises. That's what the name means. We're learning to keep a calm mind and even breathing while we're putting our body in different shapes. And then learning how to connect movement through different parts of our body. So here we're connecting the movement of our hips and legs up into our back. Our kidneys down to our feet. Both directions, small pelvic circles, different muscles used here. You can go side to side first, front to back if you want. And then back foot rotates out, hinge forward at the hip, keeping the head long, pulling the front toes up. Switch sides. We practice our 3-part breathing to open up the whole lung capacity. But in the rest of the exercises, we're really going to focus on the belly, the back, the waistband. So here as we lean forward, kind of squeeze off your own breath because you're hinging at the hip. And now our elbows reaching towards the front foot. As far as they may be, imagine that they're almost there. Switching sides. After bending forward like that, it's often nice just to reach up and reverse that bend in the back muscles. And then time for the knees. Aim to keep your chest and face pointed forward, without looking all the way down. Heels stay on the ground. Feel how much the ankles and hips are challenged to get low. This motion will dramatically improve over the 100 days, and you'll notice less back pain, neck pain, knee pain. At the top here, we take the knees all the way straight, which we don't do in our normal standing. I'll mention that again. A couple hip circles helps to neutralize any strain after that last exercise. It is challenging. You can pick up on the toes and drop the heels a couple times. We're doing a little balance work with the ball of the feet later. Now we shake the body. Heels can stay flat and let the knees bend, or you can drop the heels an inch or so. But we're letting the whole body shake. I've described what it does, but feel what it does inside of you to have everything shaken a bit. And now we stand. By now we've moved a lot of circulation in our body. We've woken a lot of things up. We've gotten our muscles a bit active. And here we just focus on our alignment, our standing posture. The hips over the feet, shoulders over the hips, head over the shoulders. Practicing using the arm, lifting the arm while relaxing the shoulder. The shoulder blade move down the back. Let the belly and back, low back fill with breath. Let the weight of the shoulder blade and shoulder fall through the back into the hips, into the waist, let the tail sink. And here we'll turn the palms out for a moment, second position. There are 4 positions we'll likely get to over time, but just a sample of this second position. So before we end, let's just pick up the knees, make sure the hip hinge is active and ready. Bent knees, and then you can leave the legs straightish. This is just a little variety for the day. Hold the leg up where you can, take it out, using the low belly, hip flexor, practicing your balance. Trying a variety of movements in the body every day keeps you young, keeps your brain healthy. We're meant to have a varied diet nutritionally and in our movement.
Where are you? Where are you, my favorite puppy?
Stand for a moment, circle the hands around, following the path of the intestines, waking up the insides and the bowels for a day of elimination and digestion. Thank you so much for joining us on day 4. We'll see you tomorrow. Notice how your body feels today, how your mind feels. There's plenty more great changes to come. No, don't do that. Leave it right there. Don't touch those, okay?
Why?